Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we have a lighter topic, but hopefully still funny. What sounds impressive, but really isn't? There were so many good stories, so let me know what you guys think isn't that impressive in the comments section. Alright, let's hear from some people.
Darn it! Those panties are mine.
In college I was a government contractor, because I flipped burgers at the McDonald's on base. I had ID and everything. It really impressed the ladies.
Sir, thank you for your Mac service.
I am also a government contractor. When I tried that line on the ladies around here, they just went.
Big whoop.
Guess what?
You live in Washington, D.C., so is everyone.
This must be the typical DC bar scene.
Hey good looking, how are you? Let me buy you a drink. Oh whoops, my defense contractor badge fell out.
So what, do you like, flip the burgers in the on-base McDonald's or something?
No. When I see in the news about those government contractors dying in a firefight with ISIS in Fallujah, I really feel a connection to the event, because that could have been me. Impressing the ladies? Priceless.
You know, I've climbed the highest mountain in Denmark. Molohoy at a whopping 170 meters.
I too live in a country where I can ride a bike up the highest peak. Australia, Mount Kosciuszko, 2,228 meters, but unless you choose the nastier side, which isn't that nasty, you can ride your bike up it, have a picnic at the top, then cruise back down again. If you're doing the highest peaks on each continent, this is the one to start with.
In a similar vein, check out Florida's most prominent mountain.
I worked on Broadway with Brad Pitt when I was 20. It was a bar on a strip called Broadway, and my manager's name was Brad Pitt.
Man, it's gotta be super easy for that dude to get reservations though.
I met a guy named Stephen King, asked if he liked having a famous guy's name, and he told me.
Are you kidding? It's the best. I automatically get upgraded to the nicest suites at hotels, priority for reservations at restaurants, and all that good stuff.
They would always ask him.
But, are you really Stephen King?
When he called them in, and he would just say,
Yes, I am Stephen King. Dada chum, dada chi, not to worry, it's a me.
Hi, yes, I'd like to make an 8:30 reservation for Brad Pitt. Table for 4 please.
Ha! Nice try, wise guy. Now, what's your real name? We got other people waiting on the line, we're very busy.
Huh, that's my real name, sir. Please put me down for 8:30 or even 9, if you have it.
I'll give you one last try, buddy.
Yes, I'm telling you it's Brad Pitt.
I always tell people that I built my own computer, when I'm supposed to tell something interesting about myself. But really it's easy as shit. You plug in a few things and press a power button.
Unless the fans don't start worrying when that button gets pushed.
Ha! They probably imagined you as Tony Stark in the first movie, building it from scrap metal in a cave.
That reminds me of this kid who did this entire speech on the topic, and everyone thought he was some sort of rocket scientist.
Then it was a good speech, wasn't it? It's not really about the topic, but capturing the audience.
I once did a shit speech on computers. It was based on shit from a Reader's Digest from the 80s when I was 11, and my fellow classmates still lost their shit, laughing my ass off.
While he worked there, my mom used to love telling people my brother worked for NASA. He was a mechanic for the tour buses, but still could get cool perks though. Somehow wrangled us a pass to the causeway to watch some shuttle launches.
Well, technically he was a mechanic at NASA working on the shuttles.
He may be a janitor, but NASA is NASA.
Start out as janitor and work your way up the ranks. Eventually you'll be an astronaut. That's how it works, right?
No. If you start as a janitor, you can become Galaxy Commander after 10 years, skipping the whole astronaut thing.
You know, I heard a great story during a leadership course, not sure if it was true or just a creative way to teach us that every single person in a team contributes to your success. We were told that this one person went on a tour of a space center. They were standing and looking up at one of the huge shuttles and a cleaner walked up behind them and said,
Amazing, aren't they?
The person turned to the cleaner and said,
They are. This place is amazing, but what do you do here?
The cleaner replied,
We send people to space.
You should be very proud of your brother. He sends people to space.
My cousin has a landscape gardening company with a government contract that includes mowing lawns on Ministry of Defense sites, He tells people he works at the Ministry of Defense, and if they ask what he does, he says,
I'm afraid I can't tell you.
This baby right here is military-grade construction.
So, it's like, made by the lowest bidder?
You forgot. In a key senator's district.
With massive cost overruns, and the most luxurious project manager lunch meetings.
My previous company hired a project manager who...
Did you know? She was a project lead on the F-35.
She wasn't working out for our company, and then someone told me that.
Well, no wonder she isn't working out. The F-35 is massively over deadline and over budget.
I don't know what part of the F-35 she worked on, but it was like, air. Not that impressed because I knew about how bad that project is performing.
So, my mom called to let me know that.
Hey Sonny, did you hear? My friend Karen's son is now the VP at his company.
He works as a financial advisor for a Fortune 500 company. Almost everyone is a VP or higher. We work for the same company, so of course I double-checked the directory information, and yep, he's not even the only VP on his team of 8.
Companies like to give anyone who deals with sales the VP title because it's more impressive sounding to the clients. My husband's company does this, and most of them know it's bullshit, but this one guy is constantly trying to pull rank within the company. He once tried to kick my husband out of the boardroom because...
VPs get priority.
Meanwhile, my husband's been working there 20 years and he outranks most of his coworkers, but his title is very non-assuming. Sometimes they try to give him a fancier title and he fights them on it, because a title that implies authority is just a pain in the ass, unless you get the raise too.
This reminds me of a joke. Guy comes home from work and tells his wife,
Hey, honey, guess what? They made me a VP.
She says,
Big deal. Our grocery store has a VP of apples.
He doesn't believe her, calls the grocery store.
Yes, I would like to speak to the VP of apples.
The clerk says,
Dried or fresh?
There was a Seinfeld episode with a similar joke.
Do you know how embarrassing this is to someone in my position?
What is your position?
I am an associate.
Hey, me too.
Yeah, me too.
Meanwhile, I work for a non-profit, and we go out of our way to avoid fancy titles because we don't want our donors to assume that their money is going towards salaries. It doesn't. No one gets rich working for us, so our titles are idiotic in the opposite direction. The woman who essentially runs the whole show calls herself a team leader.
You know, I own my own business and work whenever I want to work.
Ha! Actually, just sells body wraps out of her basement, and essential oils.
Ha! I do own my own business and work whatever hours I want, in order to pay bills and eat. It's about 70 hours a week, and my friends and family have stopped asking if I'm working, because the only answer is, yes.
I am amazed and admire every person who can do that, but still think about, in what cases is this worth it? I would honestly rather die than work 70 hours per week. I wish to die in my 42-hour work week already way too often. Don't want to pull you down though, hats up for you.
It's different when it's your own business. You work because something has to be done, not because someone is paying you to do it, and the work may not seem like work per se, because as the owner, there's a lot of little tasks and errands that have to be done. Going to the store to buy printer ink and paper is a little different than say a factory worker on the clock.
Made with 100% recycled material. It doesn't mean everything in it has been recycled, just that some of the plastic pieces in it were 100% recycled material.
Damn, that one's nasty.
Wait until you hear about 100% all natural chicken.
Please, don't tell me the name of the company is literally 100% all natural.
No kidding, I once had light bulbs, the incandescent ones, which said LED on the carton, but LED was actually the company name.
You know, I've read every book Socrates ever wrote.
For those who don't know, Socrates never wrote any books. All works about him were written by his disciple, Plato.
I still pronounce his name, Socrates, thanks to my 8th grade social studies teacher.
Really? And not because of Bill and Ted?
His 8th grade teacher is the Bill and Ted fan.
Yeah, bro. I don't even own a TV.
Yeah, but that doesn't stop you from binging 20 hours of Netflix on your laptop in bed and spending the rest of the day staring at your smartphone screen.
Ha ha! It's funny how just 5 years ago that phrase used to mean a person tends to avoid consuming mass media.
How about driving a BMW? You can get these things cheap if you buy used, because they're so freaking high maintenance that people get sick of the repair costs and can't wait to unload them.
A wealthy man can afford a BMW, while an ultra-wealthy man can afford a used BMW. I originally heard this in reference to a Land Rover.
Do you have at least $1 in your bank account, and no debt? Then you have a higher net worth than 16.6 million American households, combined.
It doesn't sound impressive, but really is.
Having no debt is seriously impressive though.
I'm 16, obviously have no debt as a result, and I think I just realized that most people's net worth goes down as they age into adulthood. That's just weird.
People who say,
I may not have book smarts, but I have street smarts.
That's normally said by people who do not have street smarts, either.
A dude I knew used to always yell,
I'm from New York. You can't pull one over on me.
Right before he got ripped off.
New York has more suckers per capita than most cities. To be honest, way too many small-town kids who only moved to that city because they saw it on TV.
Getting accepted to 100+ universities, there are tons of schools who will accept you just for your application fee.
The real question is who has the money to apply to 100+ colleges. Applications can be expensive.
I know there is something called the Common Black College Application, which allows you to apply to like 50 historical black colleges for a single application fee, so that's one easy way to rack up acceptances. How about a guy bragging about lasting an hour or more in bed? Yeah, it sounds impressive, but I've known people that dated guys like that and they hated it. Having sex for that long straight can become uncomfortable, painful, and also not as satisfying since she can feel like she can't make you come.
That is just horrendous. You just get bored, and it feels like a chore after a while. Not arousing.
Mate, let me tell you, I did a 2-hour session and my stick nearly fell off. It wasn't pleasurable at all, just sweaty and tiring with neither of us really enjoying it.
that's like 2 hours of cardio, no thanks, I might die right there and then.
Beating up her cervix with a massive pecker. This does not please most women.
Thank you. Bragging about hurting your partner is just nasty all around.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna tear that badge up.
Excuse me, no you're not, you're gonna do it right, or not at all pal.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna gently massage the interior of that badge. How's that? Is my dirty talk game on point?
Take me, daddy.
People bragging about how little sleep they got.
I had that one friend, no matter how shitty my sleep was, that I had only gotten a few hours, he always had 1 or 2 less hours than me and acted like I had no right to complain. Congrats dude.
I work 80 hours a week.
Oh cool, so you're either terrible at your job and take twice as long as you're expected to, or you have no spine and let your boss walk all over you and you're too scared of new things to leave, or you're in a bad financial situation, or you're stuck in a shitty marriage and the office is your only escape. Either way, it's not anything to be proud of, and people like that poison work cultures by trying to impose those hours on everyone else.
Look man, I just don't want my restaurant to fail and I can't hire anyone. I feel trapped because I love my job, but I also don't want to work this much, but it's hard to hire people.
This dude is living in a fantasy if he thinks that's the reason most people work long hours. Some jobs actually have many demands, and the idea of a 40-hour work week is a social construct that only really applies to hourly wage work and not salary work.
Gosh, I wish I only worked 40 hours a week.
If you really do enjoy it, is it really that bad? I work 45 a week at a job that makes me want to kill myself. I feel like I would trade that for 80 hours a week doing something bearable. The money's good though.
How about a CrossFit level 2 coach?
I only have one friend that is into CrossFit and she has gotten really fat.
Well, to be fair, it's hard to exercise with all the injuries.
I hate that it's becoming a point of pride.
You know bro, we have a higher rate of injury than the NFL and Olympic gymnastics. This is an extreme sport for hardcore athletes only.
No, you dink, you have a higher rate of injury because too many people are ignoring proper body mechanics and putting themselves in a lose-lose situation. Some people are getting swole, but I think that's more a testament to the resilience of the human body, not from a breakthrough in exercise science.
Whoa! Is that a real thing they brag about?
It's a toughness thing. In hockey we used to have, who has the worst injury debates in the room.
As a guitar player for 10+ years I can practically play any of the top pop music playing on the radio. It all really is the same chord progression or just in a different key. The chicks love it though.
Yeah, okay. But can you play Wonderwall?
I work at a restaurant and there's a bar next door that has live music most nights. I swear every Thursday night I hear the same person play Wonderwall.
My girlfriend told me to stop playing Wonderwall all the time.
How about being Tumblr/Instagram/YouTube/Twitter/social media famous? Sure, you are the it person now, but the crowds are a fickle bunch. Very few social media famous people remain famous after a couple of years, if that. And if you are lucky, people just forget you rather than turn on you, because when they turn, oh, it gets ugly, very ugly.
The same people cheering for your coronation will cheer at your beheading. People love a good show.
My sister is a so-called influencer, living in LA like 1,000 other influencers. She has a decent following, but that is her full-time job, and social media influencer for 5 years isn't a good thing to have on your resume after you're 30.
Yeah, I was never famous, but I had a few thousand followers on articles I wrote and had pretty consistently 30+ people watch me stream. Chump change, I know, but felt good to have that consistently. I stopped for a few months to go finish my degree, and when I came back I had like 3 to 5 viewers on a good day. My articles went from between 50,000 and 300,000 views to like 1,500. I used to think I was the shit, and that my name carried weight that changed pretty quickly, lol. And also, as far as the thread goes, being sponsored, so what? Anyone can get a sponsor.
I can solve a Rubik's Cube in about a minute. A long time ago, I memorized the relatively simple set of 4 or 5 algorithms. It's just muscle memory. That said, I'll take your compliments, thank you.
My wife and son can do that. My son even bought special low-friction speed cubes from Japan. I cannot solve a Rubik's Cube. I am very impressed.
Thanks for watching. Guys, if you liked the video, please leave a like for the algorithm. And be sure to check out my other videos. And if you didn't, let me know in the comment section. Alright, till next time.